Alrighty, gang. Welcome back to my Legions of Nagash Total War Warhammer 3 Let's Play. We're on turn 51, and then we just ended, and we are now beset by woodelves. Interesting choice. They got a lot of bows. Very dangerous indeed. I'm gonna manually fight this battle. I can't remember if we have towers in this settlement, but if we do, I don't want to run the risk of ruining the replay for you guys, so we're just gonna, this is gonna be the new modus operandi, where we just play the battles out with the towers, and we just see how the cookie crumbles. A lot of elves here today, but aside from a couple of archer units, strange. Oh yeah, I just didn't highlight the proper thing. Their bows have magical attacks. All of their arrows have magical attacks. That's kind of unfortunate. We're going to have to make sure our Cairn Wraiths stay relatively sheltered in order to see this through. The Battle of Numas. Can we hold? We will find out. Okay, so the enemy's reinforcements are going to arrive here. They're going to... Wait a cotton picking minute. Oh. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Look at that little mossy dump. Have you ever seen something so grotesquely made? So their reinforcements are going to come straight down the middle. We are going to hold this side. I think the enemy, if they attack, they won't attack this way. So we're going to take a gamble here. We'll see if that pays off. We're going to place our two bone throwers over here on this flank. They will provide fire support when the enemy gets onto the walls or in the courtyard if the enemy decides to engage. Their main goal is just to act like they don't know nobody and get anything that comes appropriately close to them. We're going to keep the Cairn Wraiths in support in the rear to help them out. We're going to keep our bats in reserve as well. We want to make sure that these guys are a quick response in case the enemy routes through us or decides to do something crazy. We're going to have our archers holding the walls. We got two units here to provide fire support. We are going to make sure that they hold the towers because we need these towers to provide fire support as they can. We're going to have our spearmen by the gate, going to provide what they can. Our bone golems are going to be amongst the spearmen to dissipate the damage a little bit. We're going to have another bone golem unit in reserve, along with our Nagash guard lord unit and a unit in front of him. We're going to have another unit in this corner here to take cover, and we're going to have, we got one more unit here somewhere. Here he is. We're going to have one more unit here by the towers to provide support as they come up. Now, we have a army ability, the Legionary Barrage. Not a deadly unit or ability, but when the enemy starts pulling up right here, we can provide a tremendous amount of fire support. Unfortunately for us, in terms of fire support, our turrets, our closest two are going to be these ones on the corner. If you hover over a supply point, you can see what's linked to them. In regards, this control point right here is responsible for this turret in the rear and that turret in the rear, and then this swathe of barricades. We might, we're going to save up for the towers first, but then once we get those done, we are going to apply barricades as we can. Meanwhile, let's get started. Let's start shooting up some knife ears. Homeless knife ears at that. Though, how homeless they are, you can't really take a guess, because it looks like they got some decent bronze armor or whatever the heck this is. Some very regal stuff. Ah, yes, and these are just regular old run-of-the-mill missile towers as well. They're going to be shredding that unit of war dancers up. Meanwhile, the range on these archers is going to be devastating to us. We do not have a reciprocating fire rate. But as they approach, we are going to shred them anew. We're going to fire on their incoming war dancers. And we're going to do what we can to annihilate them. We got T-minus 1 minute and counting. I might actually... It might behoove us to sally out with the bats to kill these guys, but I don't know if they're going to make it in time. And of course, their Glade Lord is going to be doing a lot of damage to us. Reinforcements got 30 seconds left, and those War Dancers don't stand a chance. They got 40% missile resistance, but the rate of fire is just too much. They are getting absolutely slaughtered. Look at them go. Speaking of getting slaughtered, our archers right now aren't holding a candle to the enemy forces. Look, I mean, look at that fire. We might actually, depending on how the walls go, withdraw our units further in, and then just use these as blockers, put the archer towers up, and just like hold this courtyard here. Alright. Now that they have fallen. Ooh! What in the Sam Hill was that? Enemy fire! Get down! They brought artillery. Speaking of artillery, we can now unleash our artillery. Here we go. Legionary barrage on their units. Are they going to run out of the way? Yes, they are. Very smart, lads. That was an unfortunate call from me. Not the best move. But the enemy is on the field now. We're going to see where they go. And it looks like they're all going to come this way. I hope. That looks like that's what's going to happen here. Oh, we got to hold our bone throwers fire. Do not allow them to shoot just yet. We cannot afford to do damage to our own walls and units. Okay, so it looks like some of their cavalry and their archers are going to move over to the left flank. That is fine for right now. We are going to go ahead and we're going to get that first tier 4 tower up as quickly as possible. We're going to move the bats over to the left flank to provide support as needed. Going to be curious to see what they do. They're probably going to pool up at the gates. If that's the case, we might do the same thing over here and build a tower, put our bats up in this choke point to hold them while the tower does its damage. The first enemy lord is now in the field of battle. Oh, I forgot to shut off the other one too. And we are going to let him. Taking a tremendous amount of damage from our towers. Very good exchange here. I think we're going to hold those guys off. Meanwhile, our archers on this flank, not doing too red hot. I think we're going to take one of our units and, where can we put you? Interif? No. We're not going to do anything. We're just going to hold our position right now and wait for the response. Our Nagash Guard are absolutely tearing that Straliseth or Strasleith or whatever his name is apart. They're bringing Wildwood Rangers up. We're going to keep harrying them. Meanwhile, our boys are going to try and take as much. Look at them. They're shivering in their timbers, not having a good time. Meanwhile, enemy Glaive Guard has already hit the walls. We're going to march up and we're going to take... No, you guys are going to go up on the walls. You're not going to go through the gate, you silly goofs. Our first unit is now crumbling. Unfortunate, but their enemy lord is taking so much damage here. That sundered armor bringing him down to 15. And he's not going to know what to do with himself. We're going to do a decent amount of damage to these fools. We got some units in the range. I'm going to bring this arch unit over here to the gatehouse to provide fire support as they try and rally up onto the walls. We're going to, meanwhile, pull up all of our skeleton spearmen to hold this position as best they can. While the enemy climbs the walls, they're going to be getting winded. They're going to lose a lot of vigor here trying to climb these walls. Meanwhile, a decent amount of troops is going to be climbing our walls. We're going to... we need to find a response for that. I think what we might do is we might focus on tearing this unit apart and then move over. I think we're going to first of all going to get our arrow tower right here to provide fire support is going to hold this position while we can. I think we're going to take 2 of our units of Nagash Guard, including our Lord. Maybe our Cairn Wraiths also. And we're going to start moving over to this other courtyard to provide support. If we can't hold both sides, we can't hold. And it looks like we're going to hold. Nagash Guard taking over the other Wildwood Rangers as they come up. We're going to finish off killing that Lord. Can we hurt him enough? No. Are we going to just stare at him? Yeah, we're just going to stare at him. We're going to take this unit of... I know what we'll do. We'll just focus him down with the bone throwers real quick. Meanwhile, we're going to rush our way over the top. Do what we can here. The enemy, the Wildwood Rangers, are continuing to take the walls. We're going to keep hammering them home. Nagash Guard holding this corner, ripping their Wildwood Rangers to shreds. Their archers are going to rip our units to shreds as well, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Our Nagash Guard are just going to be content with sitting there doing nothing. I gave you an order. Please follow it. Alright. He's going to route inside the settlement. Hopefully we'll be able to kill him. Come on, lads. Don't let him recover. That's going to be so annoying if he recovers. Now is a good time to start bombarding the enemy as they approach. Our bone golems are going to hold them in place. Meanwhile, our spearmen are going to go on the other flank here of this Wildwood Rangers. Are we going to be able to tear them apart? Let's see. Can you guys fire yet? No, you don't have a line of sight. Oh. There we go. And we're going to be too busy bombarding our own units. That's wonderful. We're going to bombard the top of the wall this time. Going to keep providing support here. Can you please kill that unit? There we go. He's got 110 health left. Maybe him or our tower will be enough to kill him, and it was. Alright. We're going to pitch these guys back over on the corner, turn on the fire rate. Meanwhile, while they're just sitting there waiting, we're going to go ahead and do this number here. Give them a bombard. Give them a little bit of a peppering of our artillery fire there. Decent amount of damage. Look at that. Alright, so they've already arrived. We're gonna pin them down as best we can. We're gonna get our Cairn Race in the center here. We need to hold the center and provide as much archer tower support as we can. Meanwhile, we're gonna have our other unit Cairn Race march towards their archer units. We do not want them to fire on us. Our Nagash Guard are taking their sweet time. We might march them over this side. That tower is absolutely useless. We're going to get another tower over here. It's going to be a tier 3 tower. We're going to provide as much support as we can. We're going to pen these guys in. No, we're going to take out those archers. We can't let them get shots off or else we're screwed. They're going to try and run away, but hopefully we can keep them pinned. We're going to put up a barricade platform to hold them in place for a minute there. Going to give us 30 seconds. There we go. Into battle you are. We're going to take these guys off of guard duty. We do not want them to... dude. I think we got this defense. We're going to pull this unit of Nagash Guard back with us. We're going to enable fire at will on all these guys. We're going to allow them to fire their shots off where they can. We're going to bring these units back. I'm going to start doing a defense in depth approach. Meanwhile, they're firing on our Cairn Race, doing tremendous amounts of damage. We are going to return the favor by harrying them with a Legionary Barrage. They're going to barely get out of the way. Are we going to clip their unit? Yes, we are. And they're going to turn into it, thankfully, doing a quarter of amount of the damage. Our Cairn Race are not able to hold. We are going to pull our Nagash Guard back. He's going to hold this center here. Does the center have towers? No, it does not. It has a singular tower. We're not going to allow that to happen. We're going to pull our Lord back. We're going to pull back to the center of the courtyard here. Yeah, we're gonna do that real quick. We're going to get some towers up right here. We're going to start preparing for a final defense as they take a lot of our territory here and they spread out. We're not going to let them... doing a decent amount of damage, 14 kills, about... Not a good exchange. Their magical attacks just rip through our line. They have legendary ranged power. We're going to keep falling back here. Meanwhile, on this front, Spearman, what are you doing? We're going to focus on tearing apart their legendary lord real quick. Our Nagash guard are the best thing we got, and we're going to use them to brutal effect. As they keep filtering through, our bone throwers are going to do what they can, just shredding the enemy. We're gonna send our bone golems up to give these guys a nice little pattering. That he's gonna try and run away, very cowardly. You know, the woodelves love to do that stuff. We're gonna do what damage we can. Meanwhile, as the enemy approach, they're gonna focus on. Oh, well, our general's stuck out. He's gonna do what he can, but I don't think we got. We could give him a tower to support. Unfortunately, he's going to take a lot of damage from those wild riders with shields, and he's going to start crumbling. We're going to focus on trying to hold this center here. Unfortunately for us, our dudes are really slow. We're going to put a barricade platform down there. We're going to put our main unit in the center to hold the choke point. We're going to try and do what we can here. We're going to let them come up to our towers, and we're going to let our towers do the majority of the work. Meanwhile, their archers are going to be targeting us. Can we get through without taking maximum amount of damage? We will see. Their units are retreating through the settlement with us. This side's almost all but done. The bone golems are doing the main amount of work here. We're going to have these two units tear down their lord. Oh, man. Are they going to catch me out? I think they're going to catch me out here. No, they're going to focus on taking that tower. We're gonna stop the building. That buildings cannot be dismantled after the deployment phase. That's very unfortunate. We're going to have a bunch of wasted points there. We're going to put down another barricade blocker platform on the right flank, so that way they're forced to come through this little kill zone we're going to build. They're going to focus fire on us. We're going to see tremendous amounts of damage from that. Those magical attacks are absolutely lethal. Meanwhile, our bone throwers are almost through with their damage output. What in the Sam Hill are you guys doing? Oh, you're deciding to do that? Okay. Oh no, we're not going to let you do that. I love how most of the difficulty in this game is just the AI manipulating how stupid your units are. It's very invigorating, you know, very thrilling. But we're gonna stop complaining. Complaining's got us nowhere. We're gonna try and force our units to keep chasing this absolute garbage of a non-human. Oh, not gonna let us get a rear charge, please. There we go. We're in range of the tower, so it's going to provide some fire support as we try and hold to the last. Meanwhile, we got this guy right here. Alright. Come on. Good lord. That's so annoying. Focus down that unit. It's going to be a close battle if we lose. And we got Archon right off the corner. There we go. We got him stuck in now. Nagash guard moving in. We're going to try and use our bone throwers to rip up the last of them. Our bone golems, unfortunately, taking an insane amount of damage from that. Hopefully our bone throwers are going to be able to do a bit of damage to these guys as they just sit there behind our walls. They are indeed going to suffer significant amounts of damage. That singular unit's not going to make it past that tower. Meanwhile, our Nagash guard are doing the best they can to hold the wild riders. We've already sent off the first unit packing. We're gonna hold this choke point as best as we can. They're gonna try and kill our Nagash guard unit. We're gonna let them. We're gonna focus on building towers up as quickly as we can. We're gonna see if we can't save up enough to build a tier 3 tower over here. Meanwhile, we have just enough. Fortunately, we're not gonna rout. The enemy units are routing, of course. That one unit is done. We're going to take these units now that their forces are running away, and we're going to try and bring them back up to the center courtyard as quickly as possible. Yep, that unit of arrow boys is going to be off. I might put these... Yeah, we're going to put these guys on the tower. If they're going to run away, we're going to make sure we kill as many of them as we can before they leave. An arch unit is going to rally, very annoying, but we're going to focus on killing it with the special tower. We're going to send our bone golems to finish the job as well. We're going to have this other unit of bone golems here chase down that hero. We do not want him coming back. Meanwhile, we can finally afford that tier 3 tower. We're going to build that as quickly as we can. This unit is about ready to crumble. We have good morale, surprisingly. We are not taking that much of a morale hit here. Don't focus on that. Focus on their deadly unit, dang it. Alright. They have very little in the way of units left, but they have a lot of arrows. If they can get those arrows shots off, they're going to do a tremendous amount of damage to us, and I'm not going to be too happy about that. We're going to send these skeleton boys. We're going to use them for morale. We're going to send them back to the capture point. Best we can. We're going to pull our bone golems back through the summit. We're not going to let them focus fire on us. We're going to have this Nagash guard run interception. They've rallied very annoyingly, but we're going to make sure we send them packing with that archer tower. Speaking of, it's going to focus fire on that. We're going to have our bone golems take out that lord as he rallies. Our tower is about ready to be done. We're going to fall back further into the settlement because we're not going to let them just sit there and bombard us. We're going to make sure that they're well within the reach of our towers before they start shooting. And shooting they will. We're going to focus on bombarding them. Look at that damage. Absolutely tremendous amount of damage there. These towers are going to be carrying us if we manage to win this battle. Already 18 minutes down. Bone golems are coming to reinforce if they can actually do their job and reinforce properly. There we go. Beautiful hit. Beautiful hit. And will they be routed from that? I don't know. Can you guys please do your job? Nagash guard are going to catch them archers, hopefully. Come on, baby. Catch them. Meanwhile, arrows. Lots of arrows. Can we do more damage? We will see. We're going to focus on taking out that unit. We got 2 Wildwood Rangers on the left, our right flank. We're going to focus on bombarding that tower. Keep a defense and depth strategy here. If our units are accurate. I think what we'll do next, because we just need the firepower, is we're going to put a piercing tower up here on the rear to provide fire support. It's going to fire in this little choke point here. Meanwhile, we're going to turn to face these guys. We're not going to let them get a flanking charge on us. We do not need the morale hit. Our bone golems very slowly trying to catch up with their lord. Fortunately, he's running very low on ammunition. We're going to keep smacking him in the batukas as he tries to run away. They got a unit of arrows that are going to try and fire at us. Hopefully these pillars are going to provide some form of cover. They're going to start walking in circles, evidently. There we go. Their Wildwood Rangers have Stalker or some sort of annoyance on them, so we can't really shoot them until they're close. Very dangerous indeed. Alright, our bone golems are going to catch up to that lord there. Enemy troop count 497. We only have just these few units left. Our Nagash guard are going to continue to capture or try and clip these boys best they can. They took our tower, unfortunately. Very annoying. I wouldn't necessarily call this battle epic, as it is just plain out annoying. Yeah, we're going to have the enemy retreat into your settlement instead of retreating outside the walls, and we're going to make sure that they take your territory so your towers are useless. I'm not a big fan of the woodelves, if you can't already tell. And our bone golems are going to be caught in the courtyard. That unit's gone, but can we save the other one? No, we're just going to charge the light brigade on them. Unfortunate, they were holding off to the last, and it's a very unfortunate thing that they did there. They're going to try and charge up the middle now. We're going to do what we can to destroy them. We're going to get another piercing tower on this back right corner here. We're going to send the Nagash guard up to intercept now that they're coming up straight through the center. Our only hope is going to be this vector, this overlapping field of fire. Gonna make sure we do as much damage as we can to them. Our towers don't do friendly fire damage, so any amount of holding we can do underneath the towers is gonna be quintessential to this. They're just gonna keep running. Yep, and we managed to crumble before we hit them. Are we gonna take army losses? We are gonna take army losses from that, so they barely managed to win just off of cowardly tactics. We are gonna take and exact a horrible vengeance on them. We're gonna make sure that they do not leave Numas alive. That is so frustrating, man. Alrighty, as you can tell, I was not pleased with the way that battle went. I absolutely despise the woodelves in all of these games. I do not like fighting them. They're a very annoying faction to fight, and they're going to raise the settlement. How lovely. How very... Oh, okay. Staying positive. We killed one of them. Yep. We're bankrupt now, so we're going to be taking attrition if by the end of this turn if we don't get our stuff together. We're taking attrition now. Not a good situation to be in. One little no-name faction that spawns out of the campaign map and they just... Okay, we're done. We're done with that. Can we even reach them? Is there even a point to trying to get at them? We can't afford these Vargulfs. Get rid of them. We can't afford that. Get rid of that. Put you in camp. Put you in camp. And we're gonna try and yeah, they're gonna take out another settlement here too. We're gonna keep losing money. What rights can we perform here? I can't afford an army capacity. We're gonna do... Yeah, we're going to do Dominion over Life. For 10 turns, we enable attrition to enemy armies in all owned provinces, immune to attrition for all our armies, and add walls to all settlements. Very useful there. Meanwhile, what can we do in terms of research? We can bestow an archive, but that's more units we can't afford. We might as well just do the... Lord of Sylvania, +5 leadership when defending. Sylvania has long been Manfred's domain, and he will never let anybody else take it from him, not even his sire. We're going to make sure we get as much research rate as we can. Meanwhile, Khemri himself is going to get that gold, so we're going to get some income back. Is there any way we can get money off of people? Quick deal. Peace. They want peace. Ooh, I'm not going to let you get peace because the second I do, you're going to instantly declare war on me again once your army builds up, and we're not going to let that happen. We're going to derail the entire campaign just to exact vengeance on you because that is just so frustrating.
I thirst.
We're going to keep marching Genevieve north to Sylvania. Gonna keep doing that there. We see Gorbat Ironclaw himself. Meanwhile, Krell is gonna move out west. We're gonna try and get him to start recapping those back lines there. Meanwhile, Khorne is not done. They're gonna take this respite here, and they're gonna take vengeance on us. They're gonna go blow up Qatar because that's how they operate. I don't know if you know this, but Khorne, when they destroy a settlement, they have a chance to spawn a... Oh, I completely forgot about... Okay, well, Nagash Guard is not going to do too well. Yeah, they're going to destroy Desolation and Nagash because the AI doesn't like epic battles. They like just picking you apart one piece at a time and letting you die a slow, painful death. We're gonna see what we do, what we can do here to like try and recuperate our losses. Come on now, Zoggoth Backstabber. It's very critical we know where he's moving. I'm surprised these purple dwarves are still alive. Kind of crazy. Our sires of Morcane now are going to reclaim a bunch of territory. They're going to actually start moving against the elves. Hopefully they provide enough pressure. No, you do not deserve peace. They're going to underway intercept. Yeah, we're going to auto-resolve them out of existence. Bye-bye. That's one unit down. We definitely need more Winds of Magic power reserve. Your only strength is your magic. Qatar is being besieged by that huge stack of Khorne units. Lots of bloodletters, lots of flyers. That's that summoned army. They're taking attrition slowly, but it's just not going to be enough to provide any sort of damage. They've already re-recruited their entire army. We're going to... Can we afford take this back? Or is this going to be too much money? This cannot be interacted with while devastated. How long is it going to be devastated for? Unavailable room. Okay, so it's not going to let me recolonize that. We're going to march past it. I'm hoping that these will be enough to defeat both these types of armies here. I doubt it, but maybe with the power of Manfred's magic, we'll see. We'll see. Income. That's all recruitment buildings. We're gonna turn around here. Yeah, we're gonna turn around here, and we're gonna. Can we sell Gorgazon? How much is that gonna be worth? You know what? No, we're not. We're not selling any more territory. Our vassal clearly doesn't know how to defend it. We're going to march north. We're gonna march north, and we're gonna take the fight to Scarbrand again, the little bugger. We're gonna take vengeance on him. Unfortunately, we have very low winds of magic, but I'm not sure that's gonna be too much of a concern, especially since Nagash is the supreme lord of Undeath. We got a decent amount of gold here now. We're making 656 bucks a turn. The enemy has decided not to attack the Silver Pinnacle. If they do, that's going to put us in the red even further. Meanwhile, what are we going to do here? They're going to try and blow up the Desolation in Nagash. That's going to be about 100 bucks there lost, but we can manage that. We're in complete damage control right here now. Umar Helstein has a decent enough garrison to defend.
That is beneath me.
They got a Sun Dragon. They got Emmerich, which is one of the best legendary lords in the game. They got a Mage of Fire, Noble. They got a Sun Dragon. They got a bunch of Great Eagles. Overall, not a good shout. But with the towers and the insane amount of archer fire, we might be able to hold them back. I'm not going to waste any money on buildings in Archon. We're not going to waste any money on that. We're not going to waste any money, period. We can afford to upgrade Archon. Archon, what are you going to get? You are going to get... because you have a mount, and we're going to start... I don't understand why the Abyssal Terror makes him so weak. Like, it reduced... If we go... Let's go to details real quick. If we put him on none, he's got better stats when he's just walking than he does on... Like, I don't know. He's got some decent stats, some decent weapon strength. Yeah, we're gonna need to start. We're gonna need to start spreading out these magical capabilities here. We're gonna take the Talisman of Preservation off of Neferata, and we're gonna give it to him since Neferata is not in the field right now. She's sleeping. What should we give him? We're gonna throw him in combat, so I think it'll be best for us if we give him. Let's give him some more melee attack. If he can hit more often than he misses, because we can't, with the animations, we can't afford for him to. All right, so we got Endless Tomb back, which is good. That'll provide one of our armies a decent amount of holding. Qatar, unfortunately, only has a very small garrison. The Pyramid of Kar. Oh man, if we lose that, we lose 5% ink. These guys know just where to hit, just to make it hurt. They're like a horrible X, man. Absolutely horrible. Yeah, okay, we're gonna end turn again, and we're gonna see what happens here. Genevieve's gonna keep on moving north. I'm not. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna click the campaign map again. Oop, crap. Oh, bollocks. Well, that's unfortunate. Pause. We don't care about your heroes. If they're not in armies, they're not interesting. Allied factions, we don't really have any allied factions. Enemy factions, yeah, that's what I meant. And neutral factions, honestly, we'll figure it out at the end of the map. We don't really care. And yep, there's nothing we can do about that. Scarbrand's gonna, and that's not a settlement I'm concerned about holding right now. This, however, is a settlement I'm concerned about holding. I wonder if we fight this and use the Endless Tomb. What's the map look like? Okay, here's the idea. We're going to do a final stand in the center of the... we're going to do a final stand in the center of the map. We are going to... oh, we get no defensive supplies. Great. We're going to build up... Once we hold, we're going to build up them towers to the best of our abilities. We're going to build blockade, barricades for our archers to stand on to shoot out at the enemy. Our cannon race aren't going to do much. They're going to just be a fast action force. We're going to have our spearmen holding the center choke point, swordsmen on the flank, skeleton, bowmen, and we're going to drop that tomb right there in front in the courtyard to just keep spamming units out. We're going to make sure that these guys bleed for this. We're not going to take one step back. We're ordering 227 here. Let's see how well this handles. And when I hit the button, I completely forgot about manually fighting auto resolves. So we got Khorne here. Spooky, scary skeletons. They got more skulls than we do, and we're the undead, so let that work out itself. Very spooky. Lots of blood letters. We got the Endless Tomb ability we're going to pop. We're going to pull all of our troops back to the rear. Alright. So. Let's do this. Archers, you're going to be plopped down right there. We're going to put down our spearman units like this, with our bone golems holding the main forces. We're going to put skeleton swordsmen on the flanks to hold where they can. Our Karen Race are going to be a fast reactionary force, so we're going to hold them right there. Meanwhile, we're going to just wait. We're going to try and increase our income as quickly as we can. We're going to utilize the fact that they're going to take their sweet time getting through. They're going to focus on trying to capture these points as quickly as possible. And we're going to make sure that, yeah, they're gonna spend a long time here. So we're going to have some decent amount of time to build up a bit of an income pool to centralize this defensive force. Now the real question is, where are we going to put our Endless Tomb at? Because it does have health, and I don't want it to get destroyed. I think what we'll do, for right now, does it have... Duration is 1 second. Summoned units degrade over time. Well, we don't want that to contribute to army losses yet. We're going to wait till they get close before we give up that spell real quick. But that's going to be our main bread and butter. We're going to plop it down, and we're just going to keep funneling units out of the Endless Tomb to do as much as they can to hold the enemy in place while we build towers and let the towers do the work. That is the goal here. We want to bleed Khorne. He's not too privy on his. Well, he doesn't really care about his own followers' blood. So we're gonna make sure we bleed him for everything we have. Gonna try and hold as we can, because again, this plus 5% income to all provinces is absolutely essential to our economy and trying to hold our faction. Otherwise, we're going to have to do a lot of consolidation here. Now, the Exalted Bloodlayers are going to sally out. They've reached the walls. They're going to do their thing. We're done with our last blockade builder. Now we're going to start focusing on trying to get our towers as best as they can. I think we're going to prioritize the magic towers. Make sure they fire at least relatively quickly. Alrighty. Here they go. They're going to take our points. Unfortunately with that, when they do start taking our points, our income is going to be greatly reduced. But we're going to try and hold on to what we can for right now. Going to let them in as the dust settles and we prepare. Our units right now, our blockades are set. Our units right now waiting, anticipating for the Khorne worshippers to come in. The main thing I'm really worried about are these Furies. They do a lot of magical damage. 41 melee attack. That's going to be brutal. And they're going to focus down our towers too, which is going to be unfortunate for us. They're going to focus down our towers. We're going to summon our Endless Tomb already. I'm going to get that settled. Now, yeah, so it has its own. Okay. Are you going to spawn your first unit yet? Yes, you are. Here we go. Here's the bread and butter of the plan. They're going to be out of control. Kind of unfortunate. Aha. Binding is our version of vigor. So that's what they're going to do with that. Can you, please tell me what you're doing, Mr. Skeleton Swordsman? If you don't work, that's kind of quintessential to the threat assessment here. Almost there. Come on, baby. There we go. Spawning the first tower now, 90 seconds. Meanwhile, our arrows are going to harry the enemy. Their little doggos are going to do what they can. Fortunately, our spearmen got a decent enough bonus versus large, and these doggos are large doggos, so they're not going to have a good time. They're going to take extra damage from those pokeboys. Meanwhile, our swords are going up. Have we started summoning the next unit? Not yet. I wonder if we have to wait for this unit to die. We'll see. We'll see. But it is engaged. That's what we want. We just want to tar pit the enemy underneath these towers as quickly as possible. Those Furies are what I'm more concerned about. I do not want them just swarming us and just doing damage. They're the most lethal thing the enemy army has, besides that little chariot cannon tower that they have decided not to bring into the settlement, I don't think. Meanwhile, our little pokey boys are going to continue poking. It's not a good time to be the undead. Not a good time at all. Without Nagash here, they're kind of like a little lost out of control lemmings. We got our next unit of spearmen out. We're going to get even more units out as we can throughout the battle. Going to keep just funneling boys into this. Hopefully this endless tomb bears fruit. And the blocker barricades are going to do their dangdest. They're going to... The blockade barricades are doing their job. They're going to force the AI to funnel their troops into this main choke point here, which is what we want. Now, if only the towers could actually, like, hit accurately. That's kind of annoying. So far, we've... that doesn't really count the main casualties, because the total troop count counts all their units up to max strength. So I don't think we have killed 300 of them. We destroyed a doggo unit. Our first unit of skeletons has crumbled. Our second unit of skeletons has taken their place. I think it's time for the third unit of skeletons to pop out, if they can. We're going to save up for one more magical tower, and I think we're going to reduce the other two towers to piercing, because we're not going to have enough time to wait for them to come in. Their Herald of Khorne is going to break through our lines. Very annoying. Our another spearman unit is going to try and hold as best he can. Oh my goodness, that tower is not doing us any favors. Can you be a little bit more accurate, please? Can you summon more skeleton spearmen, please? The next unit's coming in. Alright, our troops do not like this. They're already routing. Not a good time. Speaking of not a good time, we're gonna build that piercing tower. We do not have enough luxury of we don't have the time. And here comes the Furies. Let's see what they're doing. Not a good start. Are they gonna land and attack this archer unit? Yes, they are. We're gonna send our swordsmen out to hopefully try and help as best we can. Look at the amount of damage they're doing already. Come on, get a little bit faster, please. I'm gonna try and pull those archers out of there, but of course, our skeleton swordsmen have forgotten what it means to be a swordsman. Here they come attacking our other unit of archers, already getting it down to crumbling. Not very good. We're gonna throw everything in there now. It's a ride or die moment. And our morale is already breaking. Why? Lord recently died. You are the Lord. What are you talking about? Oh, well. And, okay, I love that. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it, because that's the most effective thing you can be doing. Come on now. Hold your ground. Our Cairn Wraiths are going up to the front, trying to do what they can. Our Bone Golems now, holding the center there. We got a nice little cluster point. Unfortunately, our Lord is crumbling. Why? Because he's scared of... Oh my goodness, man. Damage sustained. Yeah. I'm gonna have to look at, like, doing something about this leadership. This is kind of insane, man. Having your units instantly start crumbling the second battle is joined is just a little wild, I would think. I would understand if, like, your mage caster or something blew up, but just to be poked a few too many times, kind of crazy. Definitely gonna look at eventually if we can afford it. I'm spoiled. I'm spoiled with the Nagash guard because those guys hold for a decently long period of time. Another skeleton swordsman out now, being funneled into the pit. That blood chariot's just doing what he can. Absolutely shredding us. We're going to have our tower focus fire on it. Meanwhile, fortunately, we killed one unit of blood furies. We're going to bring that unit around the choke point now. Our Lord crumbling. I think... I don't see any more Furies. Oh, they have 2 more units, unfortunately. But that unit of Furies is close to breaking. So hopefully Now we got a piercing tower. We're gonna do what we can to hold. We're inflicting some losses on them. They have lost a significant amount of troops, but will it be enough? They're breaking through our lines already, and a lot of our units are crumbling. Our bone golems, fortunately, are holding just a little bit, but they're starting to crumble some. They got another unit of doggos is crumbling. That archer tower is just doing work. Hopefully it can do enough work, but I don't think we're going to be able to do enough. That Herald of Khorne is just in where he needs to be, just slaughtering us. Oh, and here comes their Furies to attack us in the rear. Or not. They decide to pass the rear and land directly into our center. Our bone golems are going to hold on for as long as they can. Where'd our sword unit go, did it? Oh. Why are you going that? Oh my goodness, pathfinding. Alright, so we're deciding to focus on marching uphill to attack the enemy units, but maybe this will give them a morale shock because they're going to be attacked from the rear. We summoned another unit of skeleton warriors, hopefully to keep that chariot from attacking our endless tomb. Our endless tomb really should be unbreakable. His morale is starting to dip. If he collapses, that's the end of this defense. Our archer towers are doing a significant amount of damage, though. I'm pretty impressed with that. Oh, speaking of towers, we can build some more. Will we be able to build them fast enough, though? I think if we build 2 more piercing towers, that might do enough damage split up between the two to hopefully focus down this skull cannon. We are slaughtering them. We are slaughtering them. It's whether or not our morale can hold. Our bone golems are still holding. Oh. What in the Sam Hill is going on here? Our endless grave is phasing in and out of existence. Look at it go. Oh, we're starting to crumble now. Army losses. Oh, goodness. I really hate the army losses mechanic on this. Like, don't you think because it's a settlement you should fight to the last man, mayhap? Well, it was a valiant defeat. We bloodied the nose of Khorne. Let's see what they decide to do with this settlement. Alrighty, gang. Well, that was the end of that. It did kind of do what I wanted it to, but the Endless Tomb wasn't as effective as I was hoping it would be. Not a supplement for not having an army. With that, Qatar has been sacked. Just sacked. Okay. And they're running. How are they able to... Oh my goodness. This is so... Ooh. Oh. Ah, yes. They're not attacking Nagash' Shargard. They're going to attack the Desolation and Nagash. We, ironically enough, this campaign has kind of taken the lore of being a city in the Empire of Man. So, this faction's Empire of Man is like the olden HRE on steroids. Our Holy Roman Empire. A bunch of disparate elector counts and their own like little mini states and all that fun business. And they have a huge, absolutely metric square footage of territory. But because of the hostility of the old world, it's really just bastions of order in a sea of chaos and shadow. So you can have massive cities like Talabek Land and Altdorf and all that with millions of imperial soldiers and citizens. But then you can have thousands and thousands and thousands of kilometers of just empty nothingness and deadly forests where savage beastmen and chaos and undead and all this stuff is just ravaging the lands around you. And that's kind of where we're at right now in our campaign. We have one little bastion of civilization here in the former Black Pyramid in Nagash Shargard, and in the roaming settlement of Nagash himself, and then the rest of it's just chaos. It's just uncontrollable chaos. It's just, it's just the way the cookie crumbles. And speaking of crumbling, we're going to try and kill Scarbrand for the 80th time. In terms of settlements, Krell's taking his last settlement. I believe that is his last settlement. Yeah, that's his final settlement. We've already completely annihilated that one roving horde of units. So we're going to take Archon and Manfred. We're going to march over to Qatar. Fortunately, the AI gods have deemed it us worthy to not completely annihilate our settlement. We're going to send Archon and Manfred down south to wrap up and destroy this damaged army, and hopefully secure Qatar once more for safety. Then, then after we finish that battle up, the Raging Beast is out of range of all of our settlements. They can't threaten us. So our only threat in this battle, excuse me, good heavens, the only threat we have, and Gorgazan is no love lost. We're going to focus ourselves for right now because, unfortunately, the High Elves just keep going back and forth. Our vassal's going to do what he can with his hordes of units. They're gonna do what they do best and annoy each other to death. Meanwhile, Desolation and Nagash, hate to see you go, but it is what it is. Our main valued settlement is Nagazishar Guard. We cannot lose that, which is why we have 40 units on it. So, Nagazishar Guard is secured. The Silver Pinnacle is going to be the next hit if we do lose something. We're going to have to start cutting back on our units even more. Former side of the Black Pyramid, I believe, has a strong enough defense. They have a lot of Nagazishar Guard, which is their best unit. That's a good garrison, so that should be able to hold. Plus, the fact that they have upgraded towers that do a decent amount of damage. So, I think former Black side is going to be alright. Our weak spot is, of course, Khemri. So once we defeat these units, and there's no one around to threaten them, once we defeat these units, we're going to immediately run back with Archon to hold Khemri as a defensive line. And we're going to just sally out with the right fist in Nagash here. So, enough battle talk, enough moaning. Let's get stuck in. Let's start cleaving some blood against the Blood God. And he runs away, the coward. Come back here. That's the end of that turn. Let's march up. We're gonna plop you right there in the center, and we're gonna march you up. Hopefully they can't retreat, and they decide to. Can we smack you down? Nope, you're gonna run away out of range. Cue the Benny Hill music. All right. Pyrrhic victory. We're not going to let that happen. Join me in the next episode as we finally put to rest these annoying, awful, smelly, don't like them, ugly, mean, wood elf units. Tune in next time, people. Thanks for watching.